I called Mr. Trooper up and I said, Mr. Trooper, how you doing? This is Pierre. You don't know who I am. I'm calling you for a reason. My fiancée, Alicia Sutton, he started saying right there, he said, I'm sorry. That should never happen. I said, did you sleep with Alicia? He said, yes, I did.
I was in Belfast, I was on with you, that's you. You were sleeping with me and Kiana at the same time. You had to lie and say that you weren't with her in order for you to even talk to me. Yes, you lied.
Why did I have to
You
lie?
told me that you weren't with her anymore.
Imagine walking into paternity court 23 years late to solve a mystery that's been low-key haunting an entire family. Ms. Connelly admits she was with another man when her daughter, Artisha, was conceived, and Mr. Harrison swears they only slept together once. The tension's real. The stakes are higher than a church hat on Easter Sunday, and Judge Lake is ready. Roll it.
Ms. Connelly, you are here today to petition the court for a paternity test for your 23-year-old daughter sleeping with another man during the time are conceived, and after 23 years, if Mr. Harrison is your daughter's biological father.
Ms. Connelly opens up about growing up without a present father, and oof, you can feel the ache. She's not talking prison, not deceased, not out of state. He's nearby, raising other kids, while she's wondering why she wasn't worth a phone call. I mean, just look at her face. Heartbreaking stuff.
Never had a lot of friends. I've only kept about 2 or 3 friends like me, and I've always wondered, why is it that this person doesn't want to be involved with me? My own father, not in jail, not dead, not in another state.
Mr. Harrison explains where his doubt started. First child wasn't his, then along came baby Artisha, and doubts crept back in. You can see him wrestling with regret and defensiveness at the same time. Classic, I should have done better, but here's my reason. Energy. Drama overload.
Explain to the court your doubt. Where did your doubt begin?
We had a relationship, and one daughter was born, and that's not your child.
But it wasn't your child to be so.
Right. Well, no, it wasn't proven. She said it wasn't mine, so I took her word.
Then Ms. Connelly gets real about that fast life. She was partying, selling, and yes, seeing other men. Meanwhile, another man was courting her. Flowers, rides, romance, the whole nine. Things got rocky quickly, and you can tell this backstory is the foundation of today's mess.
And at that time, Linda came. I was walking down the street. He was driving down the street, and he picked me up, like, you know, we exchanged numbers, you know, and he gave me some money, and then threw on it. It was a little romance.
We jump to the marriage chapter. They moved in, he was the church-going family man, she was still out in the streets. First child turned out not to be his. Talk about messy, and yet they stayed together. You could cut this tension with a knife.
We moved in an apartment together, and at that point, then it was kind of like, you know, he went to church. He stayed in church a lot in the streets, so, you know, me and my girlfriends, you know, we would go out, and I was a little promiscuous, you know, fast.
Now, the critical window around Artisha's conception. Ms. Connelly admits she was with several men and later gave birth to Artisha while in prison. The room goes quiet, because that's the kind of detail that explains 23 years of unanswered questions real fast.
Are you saying to yourself in your mind at the time, is Artisha's here? Like, are you concerned? Are you questioning?
I got locked up.
Any different men or just one other man besides Mr. Harrison?
Cue the blame ping pong. Mr. Harrison argues this all could have been solved decades ago if child support court had tracked him down. DNA test, done. He's adamant, she's furious. I mean, just look at that reaction. Both of them are heated, and Judge Lake is trying to land this plane.
She could have nipped out that child 1 year old. She could have went to court and gave them my address,
you
gave them
did it
everything.
As the father, then why wouldn't you
She
go
should have stopped that
down
long time ago
and go to the courts and request child support, and then they would have found me?
That's correct.
Ms. Connelly counters. Public assistance and the courts did try to find him while she was locked up, and her parents had the kids. She insists they couldn't track him down. The logistics, the paperwork, the missed connections. It's a perfect storm of we should have had answers by now.
The court was trying to find him, and they couldn't find him because if you want public assistance, they automatically try to get you public child support. We'll try to find them.
So your mother, different men during that time.
We get the history of contact, a lone baby photo with him, barely 5 visits in her entire life. That's the kind of detail that stings. And later in college, she finally runs into him, by chance, at a bus stop. Fate? Coincidence? Either way, it's giving unresolved chapter.
When Tisha was born, all through the baby, the pictures, this is the only picture that she has with him. She was the baby.
First spent time with him, he was trying to be a father, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I just turned 18, I'm about to go party.
Her retelling is raw. I've been looking for you. He doesn't recognize her at first. Oof. And that awkward moment says everything about 18 years of distance. Can anyone else feel the tension rising here?
Do you understand the root of his doubt, where it comes from?
Yes, I do, but it takes two.
I'm talking about doubt. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Do you get where his doubt originates from?
Yes, I understand, but
Judge Lake zooms out. This isn't just about blame, it's about breaking cycles. Both parents acknowledge failing Artisha. He's ashamed. She regrets her choices. It's the first glimmer of accountability we've seen. You can see Artisha soaking that in, equal parts hurt and hopeful.
I can feel her pain too.
Breaking cycle and ensuring that this does not happen in yet another generation.
I know. I feel bad for my.
Like I said, I'm ashamed for the last 23 years.
Judge Lake presses Ms. Connelly. You found him when you needed a divorce, so why not for your daughter sooner? That line lands hard. It's not cruelty, it's clarity. The court is forcing everyone to face the uncomfortable truth to finally move forward.
Earlier, I think you have to take some responsibility.
I did, when I was trying to find my divorce.
But I think at some point you have to take responsibility that you had a hand to play in this. Who her father is, or just not taking this proper step.
Ms. Connelly reflects. She's clean now, working, raising her kids. Growth is real. Mr. Harrison goes full preacher mode about forgiveness and children belonging to God. It's dramatic, a little churchy, and honestly, it shows how deeply he wants this to be right.
Mr. Harrison, do you want Artisha to be your daughter?
More than anything in the world.
Praise God.
Because of one thing, it doesn't matter what happened now. All the shadow things won't matter. They didn't ask to be here. Those are God's children we are playing with.
Then Artisha lays out the flakeouts, missed meetups, unanswered calls. It's not just history, it's patterns. I mean, just look at her. She's done with excuses. She wants answers today, not promises for tomorrow.
that I told him when we first met at the bus stop, he said, I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna see you. He didn't come. I called him 7 times and I said, you know what, don't even come. And I said, and he didn't, I said, if you don't come, I'm going to be angry.
Judge Lake pulls us to the brink. We can set the record straight right here, right now. Cue the drum roll, everyone's breath is held, and the stakes, 23 years of identity and belonging, hang in the air.
If I am, I'm hoping that he is.
But when she called me the last phone call,
Who?
our teacher, I said, call your mama. I said, I want to talk to her.
No,
I said,
you
we
didn't.
need to set this record straight right
okay.
then and there.
This
I
is
said,
why
I
you
want to DNA check.
Here it is, the moment we've all been waiting for. In the case of Connelly versus Harrison, when it comes to 23-year-old Artisha Connelly, Mr. Harrison, you are the father. Ms. Connelly breaks. Mr. Harrison apologizes through tears, and Artisha finally gets the truth. Heartbreaking stuff, and healing in the same breath.
In the case of Connelly versus Harrison, when it comes to Mr. Harrison, you are her father.
Congratulations.
Imagine walking into paternity court 6 months pregnant, not sure who the father is, and asking the court for $779 in baby prep expenses. That's Miss Barrett, pointing straight at Mr. Mullinax while he's busy denying everything. Judge Lake lays out the stakes fast and the room gets frosty. Drama overload already. Let's roll.
Ms. Barrett, you stand before the court 6 months pregnant, not knowing who fathered your baby. During the period of conception, you say you slept with 2 men multiple times, including the defendant, Mr. Mullinax. Furthermore, you're asking the court to award you $779 for items you've purchased to prepare for the baby's arrival.
Ms. Barrett admits she was with 2 men during the conception window, her ex and Mr. Mullinax. Not once or twice. We're talking 50 to 60 times each over a few months. A whole schedule, y'all. I mean, just look at Mullinax's face. It's the face of a man doing math he doesn't want to do.
So, Ms. Barrett, please tell the court, how did you end up in this situation?
Over a 3-month period, I was sleeping with 2 different guys, my ex-boyfriend and Mr. Mullinax. Within like 3 months, I slept with them, both of them, about 50 to 60 times.
50 to 60?
Yes.
50 to 60 times each?
No, I was sleeping with Mr. Mullinax Thursday through Monday, and sleeping with my ex-boyfriend roughly Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Backstory time. Ms. Barrett met Mullinax through her ex because of course she did, and says Mullinax was still married during those double dates. She claims he was whispering, "Leave my wife and be with me" energy. Mullinax fires back with a flat, "That's a lie." Can anyone else feel the tension rising here?
Keep going.
He was still with his wife at the time. Whenever we were going out, we were doing double dates.
That's a lie.
And he was coming up to me on the double dates at bars and the tanning salon and different places that we were together. asking me if he left his wife, would I be with him, and that him and his wife were having trouble, and that he wanted to be with me instead of his wife.
I've never said any of that stuff.
Then Mullinax brags that within 20 minutes of visiting her place, they were in the bedroom. Sir, why are you proud of that? Judge Lake confirms the quick hookup, and you can almost hear the gallery clutching pearls. Things got rocky quickly.
So you had sex right away?
Yes, the first time I actually met her, you know, the guy she was dating showed me a bunch of pictures, of naked pictures she had sent him in the phone.
And that's the way that he got
They had
into
been
my
seeing each other, you know,
bedroom.
for only maybe 2 to 3 days at that time, so I figured if it was easy for him, it'd be easy for me.
Tried it.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Barrett, did you sleep with the man within 20 minutes?
Yes.
Asked why she named Mullinax as the dad first, Ms. Barrett says it was partly because her ex was incarcerated, so she didn't want to think about that option. Translation, she hoped Mullinax would step up. Oof. I mean, just look at that reaction. Judge Lake's eyebrows said, ma'am, really?
So was it really about you being convinced Mr. Mullinax was the father? Or the fact that you just wanted him to be the father because he was available to help you take care of the baby?
Pretty much because he was available.
Listen,
Because
Your
I
Honor,
could-
she sent me a text and said she was pregnant. The next day she said she had a miscarriage, and then 2 days later she was pregnant
That is
again.
a lie.
So
Mullinax claims she texted pregnant, then miscarriage, then pregnant again, and also had messages from other guys. Judge Lake shuts down the disrespect quick, but the vibe is messy. This is when you realize, we're gonna need DNA, a calendar, and probably a whiteboard.
Was pregnant. What was your reaction?
I automatically assumed it wasn't mine because I knew I wasn't the only man she was sleeping with.
But you knew you could be a possibility,
A
right?
possibility, yes, ma'am. The ratio just goes to show, you know, that more than likely I'm not the father.
The ratio.
Yeah, I mean, compared
You
to her
did
sleeping, how many
mathematics?
guys? Yes, ma'am, kind of. Because I mean, if you're sleeping with so many people, how can you tell who the baby's dad is just by, you know, just your.
Cue the calendar. Judge Lake calls it the most symmetrical block she's ever seen. Mullinax points like a sportscaster. Me, him. Dude, inside voice. Still, the calendar shows both men in the conception week. You could cut this tension with a knife.
Calendar I have ever seen in this courtroom.
If you look at that calendar, you'll see. I mean, it's clear. Me, him. Me, him. There's no telling whose baby that is. She couldn't get off her back long enough to decide who she wanted her baby's daddy to be.
Mr. Mullinax, even though it may be a painful truth, let's be respectful in the courtroom.
Now we jump to the recent oops. Ms. Barrett says they slept together again last week. Mullinax counters a month ago, and only because he was drunk. He admits he told her what she wanted to hear. Sold a dream for access. Yikes. Talk about messy.
We're just selling her a dream, saying we're gonna be together.
Yes, ma'am.
And he's done that the whole entire time. For the last, 6 months, he's done that.
Why would you do that to her?
I mean, really, there's no explanation for it besides the fact that, I mean, it's just easy to go to get, you know, when I need.
All right, a man will say about anything to get you in the bed. You understand? And look, this calendar is way too full.
Judge Lake isn't buying the "we just talked" line. You were intimate 20 minutes after meeting. You don't do a lot of talking. The choir murmurs. Ms. Barrett's like, let's be real. We drink and have sex. Nobody even blinked. Because at this point, yeah.
So ultimately, when you looked at the calendar during the week of conception, you actually did sleep with Mr. Mullinax and your ex-boyfriend in that week, so you truly don't know, just like he said.
Yeah, I have no clue. Today's the first day he's ever admitted that there's even a possibility. A couple weeks ago, I found out that I'm having a little boy. I don't want to raise this little boy by myself. I don't want it to not have a father figure
You
in
need to
its
find out
life.
who its daddy is,
And
then.
so that's why I'm here today, is to find out who the father is.
Did you?
Enter Paige Huffman, Mullinax's girlfriend, and she's already teary. She says Barrett told her the baby might not be his, yet she still wants his support. The smirks, the side eyes. I mean, just look at that reaction. Paige wants answers, Barrett wants a partner, Mullinax wants a time machine.
Care
Only
what you're
know-
saying. You need to let me speak for a second.
Okay, and you know the for a
Well,
fact
I
he's
don't
been over
give
at the
a damn. We
house.
slept
Do
with
you
you
not?
one time.
Okay, let's get some order. I'm trying to understand, Ms. Huffman. So what do you know about this situation? What do you have to add?
And I put it on speakerphone and let her speak with.
Okay.
Well, she said that might not be his baby, that, you know, she still wanted his support. And, you know, she needed closure for why he didn't want to be with her.
Judge Lake turns to Mullinax. Even if you doubt paternity, wouldn't it make sense to play a part until you know? He says being involved would ruin his current relationship. Translation, he's praying the test says not the father so he can ghost. Heartbreaking stuff for Miss Barrett.
Behoove of you to play a part of some sort just in case it is until you found out?
All that's going to do is ruin my relationship that I'm in now. If it's not mine, I want her out of my life. I don't want to have to deal with her for 18 years, so I'm really hoping this comes back where it's not my kid.
You know, Miss Barrett, it really gets under my skin when I see young women like you that have literally given yourself away.
And boom, here's the money talk. Judge Lake spotlights the $779 in baby items. Barrett can't work. Family fronted the purchases. She owes them back, so she's petitioning to split costs. Mullinax says he shouldn't pay for a baby if it isn't his. Fair, if the test clears you. Until then, awkward city.
Saying that you are petitioning the court for $779 because you've had to purchase all the items on your own to prepare for the baby.
Yes, I currently cannot work, and my family, both my sister and my mother, both have been purchasing items and stuff for the baby, which I'm having to pay them back once.
So basically what it is, you're taking a loan. They're buying you the things and you've agreed to pay them back at a later date.
Yes.
Barrett has photos and a list. Mullinax claims he was there a week ago and didn't see anything brand new. Sir, that's not the slam dunk you think it is. Judge Lake, unimpressed, keeps the receipts, literally, front and center. Drama at its finest, folks.
So wait a minute. After an entire month of Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays, and last month's slip up, suddenly now last week you went over there and just went over there to talk.
Yes, ma'am.
Right before the reveal, Paige admits she gave Mullinax another chance, but Barrett's smirk is testing her patience. This triangle is hanging by a thread. You can feel the courtroom holding its breath. Cue the drum roll.
That you didn't know?
I mean, you know, I already know that there's a possibility. You know, I mean, I love him, or otherwise I wouldn't have gave him another chance, and you keep on smirking, and I don't like it. I know that she does not want him to be with me, or otherwise she wouldn't have said, she wouldn't have told me. If they was just like friends, just wanting to have a good time, whenever I called, she wouldn't have been like, yes, we did, and try and tell me everything that she can.
Here it is, the moment we've all been waiting for. DNA diagnostics results. When it comes to Ms. Barrett's unborn child, Mr. Mullinax, you are the father. Ms. Barrett breaks down, Mullinax crosses over, apologizing, promising to help. Judge Lake immediately orders he's responsible for half the $779, $389.50, and gives them a firm co-parenting reality check. I mean, just look at that reaction.
When it comes to the paternity of Sasha Barrett's unborn child, Mr. Mullinax, you are father.
You generally shouldn't come to paternity court with a resume of chaos, but Ms. Fuentes walks in with allegations trailing like confetti, cheating, leaving for another man, even multiple brothers in the same family. Meanwhile, Mr. Rash is calm but clearly wounded. He wants answers for his two little girls. Judge Lake sets the stakes fast, and you can feel the room tighten. Drama overload already, folks.
Mr. Rash, you are here today seeking the results of paternity tests for your two children. You say she once left you for another man, slept with 5 brothers from the same family, and even had the name of another guy.
Things get rocky quickly when Rash says he found incriminating texts, Craigslist hookups, messages that should never be on a married woman's phone. He confronts her and phew, the tension spikes. Ms. Fuentes half deflects, half admits, and the back and forth sounds like a relationship on replay. I mean, just look at his face. That mixture of hurt and here we go again says it all.
Though you love him, you've never really been in love with him.
Yes, ma'am.
The court, who is waiting outside, who you believe could also be the father of one of your children.
Yes, ma'am.
If Mr. Rash has good reason to doubt paternity.
Judge Lake tries to lock the timeline. Were they together during conception or not? Rash insists yes. Fuentes fires back that when she says she's done, she's done. The confusion is the point, because paternity doubt doesn't care about on-again, off-again labels. The courtroom feels like it's holding its breath while they argue over the same month from different realities.
Found out that she cheated on me through text messages that she had in her men, that, incriminating mess on her phone.
We weren't together.
It doesn't matter.
Even
when we were together.
Then a bomb. Ms. Fuentes says he took the kids and wouldn't let her see them for months. Rash admits he kept them to be a parent while accusing her of partying. Oof. That's not just messy, it's heartbreaking. Judge Lake laser focuses on who was actually showing up for these babies day to day, and Rash, tattoos of their names and all, swears he's been there since day one.
Doesn't even matter.
That's my fault, and I will admit that. And
You shouldn't even family.
When I had with somebody that when it's not the
So now,
fighting.
Mr. Rash, let me be clear. You, in your mind, in your opinion, you felt like we're together.
We pivot to stability, work, diapers, late nights. Rash says he's an auto mechanic and held it down. Fuentes claps back that he was in and out of jobs. You can cut this tension with a knife. Two people measuring parenthood in receipts and resentment. It's raw, it's real, and it's exactly why they're here. They need truth, not just memories.
Talk or see to my kid. At the end of the 6 months that he actually let me see my kid.
Is that true, Mr. Rash?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll explain why.
Please do.
I did take them for 6 months because I felt like she wasn't being a mother. She wanted to sit there and go out and have sex and drink.
Judge Lake presses Ms. Fuentes to explain the cheating, specifically the brothers. Yep, plural. After a blow-up, she says she went to a 4th of July picnic and ended up sleeping with Chuck, one of the brothers. Rash's face. Whew, that's the look of a man doing math in real time. Dates, names, and who could be dad to which child. Talk about messy.
And we were having a good time, and I will admit, me and her son, Chuck.
With the other brother, why would you have sex with the other brother?
I was in love with that brother.
Listen, I want to hear from the brother she actually admits to having sex to. I want to hear what he has to say.
Enter Mr. Judd. He steps in calm, says he and Fuentes were family friends, admits they had sex around the conception window, and adds he doesn't think the child looks like him. The room shifts. Now it's not just accusations. It's an alternate father candidate standing at the podium. Drama at its finest, folks.
I ask this just because you are in the courtroom, sir, and I want to hear directly from you. Did you have sex? Now, what was the nature of your relationship?
Right.
Do you believe you're her child's father?
Not really. Don't look like me at all.
Judge Lake confirms the timeline again. Judd agrees he was intimate during the possible window, even if he doubts the 5-day radius Fuentes claims. Rash blurts that he wasn't told Judd was even a possibility until much later. You can feel the betrayal simmering. Secrets don't age well in paternity court, and this one's been marinating.
She never told me once that this could be a possibility. I didn't find out until like almost
a year
time that my other daughter came about that could have been a possibility.
Now, we've heard some very interesting
and then, curveball perspective. A maternal figure from the Judd family describes how much she loves the children and hints at embarrassment being the real reason anyone would deny paternity after Fuentes was with several brothers. The gallery murmurs tell you everything. Compassion, disappointment, and a whole lot of, did she really say several?
What do you feel about that?
In the world for her. I love her children. Her children look at me like a grandmother. And it wasn't his if it is, or he thinks it ain't his, because the fact that she did sleep with his brothers, he's afraid what they're going to think.
Judge Lake brings it back to the heart. What does everyone actually want? Rash admits he hopes both girls are his, but he's crushed and exhausted. Fuentes says she wants the truth. She's confused. I mean, just look at that reaction. Red eyes, clipped words, both of them bracing for impact. We're past gossip. This is about identity for two little girls.
For my daughter's lives,
you have been there, yes, and perfect. You are not perfect. You are not
No,
perfect.
I'm not perfect. Otherwise, I'd be walking on water. Just want my kids to be mine, and, I'm just going to continue to do what I'm doing.
The energy drops into that pre-reveal hush. Judge Lake calls for the envelopes. DNA diagnostics prepared the results. Rash stares at the floor. Fuentes wipes her face. Judd stands still as a statue. Cue the drum roll. This courtroom has seen fireworks, but nothing beats the silence before a name is read.
Thank you, Jerome. DNA diagnostics. In the case of Rash versus Fuentes, when it comes to one Christina, Mr. Rash, you are her father.
Boom. First envelope. For 1-year-old Christina, Mr. Rash is the father. The relief hits him like air after a deep dive. He breathes, he nods, he smiles through the hurt. It's tender. Can someone pass the tissues, please? Fuentes looks stunned but softens. That's one truth finally anchored.
In the case of Rash versus Fuentes, in which Mr. Rash or Mr. Judd, 2-year-old Gabriella, Mr. Judd, you are the father.
Second envelope for 2-year-old Gabriella, between Mr. Rash and Mr. Judd. Mr. Judd is the father. The room explodes with shock. Rash's face cracks. Pain, anger, disbelief, all at once. Fuentes says she knew it, and Rash fires back that she lied to him and to the child. Heartbreaking stuff. You can feel a family splitting along a single sentence.
I'll never forgive you for that. Never.
She deserves to know.
No, she don't deserve to know.
Yes, she does.
You lied to her and you lied to me. I'll never forgive you.
Fallout is immediate and raw. Rash vows Gabriella is still his daughter-in-love. He signed the birth certificate, cut the cord, was there from day one. Judd says he'll step up as a father, but won't be with Fuentes. It's messy, human, and devastatingly real. Sometimes the truth fixes things. Sometimes it just clarifies the work ahead.
She ain't mine biologically. I signed the birth certificate. I cut the cord. She was there from day one. She's mine. Staying with me. Nobody else.
Judge Lake, voice soft but firm, reminds Rash it takes DNA to become a father, but love to be a daddy. He nods, eyes wet, repeating, "She's my daughter." That line lands like a gavel. No outro, no tidy bow, just a father promising to show up tomorrow and the day after that. I mean, just look at that reaction.
This is going to require you all to step up to the plate and be the adults, the mature adults that maybe you don't feel like being.
Imagine showing up to paternity court with your ex calling you a cheater and your husband sitting in the wings. That's Ms. Alicia Sutton, and the petitioner is Mr. Pierre Page, her ex-fiancé. Judge Lake lays it out. A 3-year-old son with Pierre, a 2-year-old daughter named Gia, who could be Pierre's or Alicia's husband, Michael Cooper's. Stakes, massive. Trust, family, and a truth bomb incoming. Drama overload. Roll the first clip.
Good day, everyone. Mr. Page, you claim your ex-fiancé and the mother of your 3-year-old son cheated on you and then took your son to another state to marry the man she cheated with. Now you say Miss Sutton also has a 2-year-old daughter whom she claims is yours, even though her husband has been raising her as his own.
Mr. Page recounts the day he learned the truth. Alicia's friend had a question, but the question was actually her confession. She'd cheated. He's devastated. Says he worked 10-hour shifts to support the family, and you can hear the hurt in his voice. I mean, just look at that reaction. He's crushed. Can anyone else feel the tension rising?
Results are revealed, so you and your husband can rebuild trust in your relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Mr. Page, why did you and your ex-fiancé break up?
You would never believe what happened. My ex-fiancée, Alicia, cheated on me and moved to another state with my son.
Alicia fires back. Yes, she cheated, but she felt neglected. Smoking, drinking, rumors swirling. She's clearly fed up with the happy family picture. Take that picture down, she says. Things got rocky quickly. You could cut this tension with a knife. Judge Lake tries to pry the facts from the chaos.
For my heart.
But before that, you had no inclination that she may be cheating?
Yes, Your Honor, because I loved her so much. I would 10-hour shift a day to take care and support my family, my household, everything, Your Honor.
Okay.
And that's what I get out of a cheater.
Okay, yeah, I was a cheater, but let's start from the beginning.
Let me hear from you from the beginning, Miss Sutton.
First of
Now the rumor mill. Alicia says even Pierre's male friends warned her he was in other women's faces. Pierre insists he wasn't cheating, just out late, drinking, but not unfaithful. The back and forth is wild, folks. Talk about messy. Judge Lake keeps them on track because this isn't rumor court, it's paternity court.
You're in a relationship with Mr. Page. You're engaged. Things are going along, but you're not happy.
Yes.
He's working, and you start getting information that suggests that he's out doing some
Even
things
though
he
I'm
shouldn't
not
be
just
doing.
gonna believe girls or what they say, but your own male friends are telling me this.
Okay.
That you're hanging out with.
Yes, I did hang out, Your Honor.
What did they tell you?
Oh
what
my
did
God,
they tell
man.
you specifically?
Okay, your fiance is my homeboy or whatever, but I don't like the way what he doing.
And here's the big name, Michael Cooper, the man Alicia cheated with, now her husband. Alicia admits she was in nursing school, unhappy, and stepped out with Michael. Pierre keeps interjecting, jealous, hurt, spiraling, but Judge Lake reins it in. I mean, just look at Alicia's face. She's bracing for impact.
Mr. Page, were you sleeping around at that time?
No, Your Honor,
Of course he gonna tell you that. Wow.
I don't believe.
But a girl just never popped up pregnant, but I'm a hoe because I popped up pregnant. Wow.
You can't turn a hoe to a housewife.
You
That's
sure
it.
can't.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's it.
Let's
Thank you.
That's why I made you my wife.
Thank you.
Let's watch our language
I'm sorry,
in the
Your Honor.
courtroom.
Pierre explains he actually called Michael. Michael apologized and confirmed he'd slept with Alicia. Pierre says one single tear dropped. Oof, that detail hits hard. restored. Heartbreaking stuff. This is the moment it stopped being suspicion and became a body blow.
My fiancé Alicia Sutton, he started saying right there, he said, I'm sorry. That should never happen. I said, did you sleep with Alicia? He said, yes, I did.
Okay.
At that time, my one tear dropped in my eyes.
Just one?
One tear,
Oh,
just
my
dropped.
God.
I promise you. A tear dropped in my eyes,
feels
my
this.
heart felt like it was upon my hand.
Judge pivots to the pregnancy timeline. Alicia says when she found out she was pregnant, she told Michael it could be him or Pierre. She wanted to work it out with her fiancé, then everything exploded. She moved back to Georgia while pregnant. The timeline is messy, the emotions messier.
Of course, but I want to work it out with my fiance because at the time, he didn't know I cheated until I told him, so me and Pierre was on good terms. So that's when Michael stepped back. But that's when Pierre started acting stupid. So he was like, I ain't gonna do nothing for you and the baby. So I left. Me and my son packed up. Me being pregnant, I moved back to Georgia with my mom.
Now the receipts, social media, photos of Pierre's son with Michael. Yikes. Judge Lake pulls up the posts and the courtroom collectively winces. I mean, who hit upload on that? You can practically hear Jerome exhale. Drama at its finest, folks.
That would hurt you if you open this picture.
Did you post this picture to be
No,
the
I
picture
did not
you were
post that
trying?
picture. My sister took that picture and Michael put it
Your
on
Honor,
his page.
Alicia
Thank
Sutton.
you very
What does that
much.
say, Your Honor? Alicia
It's on
Sutton.
my page.
So let me ask you
Whatever.
something, Mr. Page. I do want to know if you've made 2 trips out of the country.
Exactly.
Why is it
Then
you
went
haven't
over there
made
and got
one within
married.
the country to see
know
your
what?
son?
You're right, Your Honor, but
Yeah.
guess what?
Enter Michael Cooper to the stand. He's confident, emotional, and adamant. She's mine. He's been there 2 years, day in, day out. He accepts the past, but stakes his heart on this little girl. The sincerity is palpable. Can someone pass the tissues, please?
And from you, why you have either doubts or confirmation in your mind that you are the biological father.
Your Honor, she's mine. You know, plain and simple, you know. The last 2 years, I've taken care of this baby. I've done everything I could. She's mine. I feel it in my heart that she's mine. You know, despite what happened between Alicia and I and her ex-fiancé, I accept that.
But the stories clash. Pierre insists Michael once said the child wasn't his. Michael denies he ever said it. Sparks fly, but Judge Lake centers the point. This child deserves clarity, not chaos. The adults are fraying. The court's patience is too.
Because I don't know him. Like I told him, I don't have no problem with him.
Okay.
Because I wasn't in a relationship with him. I was
So
with her.
this is the first time, the very first time you two have met face to face.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you believe, it's your contention, you just said that he believes that the child is not his.
When I spoke to him, he said this child is not his.
But you disagree with that.
I totally disagree. Those words never came out of my mouth.
Okay.
Judge Lake spotlights the marriage strain. Alicia and Michael admit they're legally married, but separated. Ouch. Meanwhile, Pierre throws barbs about who's been there for whom. The triangle is now a pressure cooker, and we're inching toward the truth. Cue the drum roll.
You don't even care about your son, Pierre.
How you gonna tell me I don't care about my son?
He's 3 and you haven't seen him since he was 9 months.
Okay, I know my faults.
That hurt
I know
him.
my faults.
Okay, how you know your faults?
I know what I have done. I know
How?
what I have to do from this day forward.
Every year you say you gonna come get him.
But
You
from
either
this day
can't get out
forward-
work, went to Haiti, got married, or with another
Okay,
female.
that was the
It's
past.
always
That was the past.
Okay,
This day
this
forward-
is the future. He's 3.
Final hopes. Michael just wants his family restored. Alicia wants resolution. She's not even sure she wants the marriage anymore. She's focused on her kids. Pierre says he'll step up from this day forward. Judge Lake hears it all and calls for the envelope. You can feel the air shift.
And how about you, Miss Sutton?
I don't know about the marriage part, but I'm working on it. I just want this resolved, like to find out who. I just want it resolved.
So you're not sure whether you want to even be in a relationship with Mr. Cooper
I'm
anymore?
happy right now what I'm doing, taking care of my, because I always feel like I have to be with somebody.
Here we go, the moment we've all been waiting for. Judge Lake opens the results. In the case of Page versus Sutton, regarding 2-year-old Gia, Mr. Page, you are her father. Boom. Did you see that? Alicia's stunned, Michael's gutted, and Pierre's whole posture changes in an instant.
In the case of Page v. Sutton, when it comes to 2-year-old Jalecia Mr. Page, you are her father.
Immediate aftermath. Pierre says he'll love and raise his first daughter. Michael Thierry says, she's still mine. That hurt is real. Alicia insists she won't keep the children from their father. Judge Lake demands they all rise to the moment. Heartbreaking stuff, but finally, clarity.
Now,
that you would never see.
Listen,
He's
not going to see them because you don't believe he will show?
Yes.
Or he's not going to see them because you won't allow?
No, I allow. I'm not going to
Good.
keep no child from their father. I'm not going to do that.
Good.
Never.
But what I've heard him say today is that he plans to be a father to his son and to his daughter.
And with that, Judge Lake offers a lifeline. If Pierre's willing, he can meet his daughter in chambers today. The journey from suspicion to truth ends here, with a door opening for a father and his little girl. Drama overload, but the right kind.
And you gotta allow him that opportunity. And you need to live up to it. And Mr. Cooper, I know you have been a father to this young girl. Let's be very honest. And I know how much you wanted to be her biological father. Sometimes I don't know if these are sad moments for the court when I see a father who stands before me and you've never seen your child.
Imagine walking into paternity court thinking you're getting a proposal and walking out arguing over a pawned heirloom. Ms. Haysbert sues Mr. Howard for a paternity test and support for 6-month-old Ricardo Jr., while he fires back with a countersuit over a $1,000 ring from his late grandmother. The stakes? Love, lies, and a very pricey piece of jewelry. Buckle up, this one's spicy.
Haysbert, you are suing the father of your 6-month-old son for a paternity test. You claim the defendant, Mr. Howard, has never financially supported baby Ricardo Jr.
Yes.
You also state that he once led you to believe that he wanted to marry you and even asked you to have his baby.
Yes.
Right away, Ms. Haysbert tells Judge Lake they met as co-workers, became friends, then started sleeping together even though he had a girlfriend, Ms. Lynch. She says he hyped her up, talking marriage and have my son until she got pregnant, then suddenly switched up. I mean, just look at her face, hurt and furious at the same time.
Once I got pregnant and I told him I was pregnant, he acted like he won the lottery. He was so excited. Oh, Junior, oh, I can't wait for you to have my son. He was so excited.
Where the money at? Where's the money at if I won the lottery?
As soon as my 5th or 6th month of pregnancy, he wanted to change up the tape. He wasn't there. He didn't even come to the doctor's appointment.
Drama overload. Then Judge Lake asks the question of the hour. Did you get 2 women pregnant at the same time? Mr. Howard, without blinking, says yes. Sir. The courtroom collectively gasps. He tries the old didn't mean to defense, but come on. The tension here? You could cut it with a knife.
Girls pregnant at the same time?
Yes, I did, Your Honor, but I didn't mean to. That's the only thing I can really say. But it happened. But at the same time, she did call me a clown. I want to respect your court, but she looking like one, like for real.
Let's be respectful.
I am being respectful, but she can't.
That's what you person you are making commentary about is yourself.
Things get rocky quickly when Ms. Haysbert accuses him of juggling both women, while also saying he told her his other baby might not be his. Mr. Howard claps back that she called him a sperm donor. It's messy, it's loud, and Judge Lake is working overtime to keep order. Can anyone else feel the temperature rising?
Now you're claiming her. You do more for her than you do for my son.
My daughter look just like me. What are you talking about?
So what? She look.
I was dealing with a lot of stuff with this female, Your Honor, and this is all I hear.
Because you're not doing anything. You're going to keep hearing it.
If I'm not doing anything,
I
didn't try to back plan.
Let's get some order. Now, we're going to hear from Ms. Lynch in a moment. That's Kiana. We're going to hear from her in a moment.
Now the support talk. Ms. Haysbert says he disappeared around month 6 and didn't show for appointments. He insists he tried, and we spiral into the world's pettiest subplot. Were those baby clothes brand new or hand-me-downs? I'm wheezing, not the thrift store crossfire.
After he says that he would step up to the plate, you're saying he actually denied your son.
He did. He want to play around since he want to act like he my dad. Tell me something. Let's go get Dana. Let's go to the clinic to see who the baby is. And let me tell you, he said that he never told me he loved me, want a relationship. Here you go right here, Your Honor.
Receipts time. Ms. Haysbert waves around lovey-dovey texts. Love you, babe. Kiss my son for me. And you can see Judge Lake's eyebrows doing the math. If she's just a friend, why the fiancé level messages? I mean, just look at his reaction. Like he wishes that phone would power down on its own.
Text messages you send to women that are just your friend. Love you, babe. Kiss my son for me.
Kiss my son for me.
You're acknowledging him. How you going to deny him then acknowledge him? What? Thank you very much.
Okay, since we got so much about my son, since you trying to make it seem like I'm just a bad guy and all this stuff.
Then a bombshell side thread. Text messages about someone saying the baby died. Everyone's rattled. Ms. Haysbert says she didn't send it. Ms. Lynch allegedly called asking if it was true, and Judge Lake demands clarity. The energy flips from playful petty to stone cold serious in seconds.
A baby passing away.
Your Honor, that don't have anything to do with that.
No.
No, I don't know anything about that.
What do you know about it?
I don't know anything about that. Kiana called me the next day saying, oh, Ricardo wants to know if his son is dead. And I let her know if something was to happen to my son, I would not let him know for the simple fact he's not there for him. He has no right to know what goes on in my son's life.
Enter Miss Lynch. She tells the court they only broke up for about a week, so yes, she and Mr. Howard were still together when he was with Ms. Haysbert. Whew, the triangle is now a traffic jam. And Mr. Howard, sitting there like a man who just realized the group chat has been screen recording for months.
Were you guys on a break or were you together? Explain to the court what is going on.
Yes, we have broke up one time, but when we broke up, it was a week, so I really don't call that as a broke up. For one, she knew we was in a relationship. She knew that. For them to get drunk, she don't have respect for herself.
Judge Lake reframes the heart of Ms. Haysbert's anger. She thought they were broken up, then learned they weren't. Both women ended up pregnant, and he paid more attention to Miss Lynch's pregnancy. You can see Miss Haysbert holding back tears. Heartbreaking stuff. This is the emotional core behind all that shouting.
Yes. Is part of your anger and your inability to just give Mr. Howard any benefit of the doubt is because you feel lied to on every level.
Yes.
Meaning from the beginning. You thought they were broken up, you were friends, and the next thing you know, you sleeping with them, but you find out they're really still together. Then once they still together, both you all pregnant at the same time, he's paying attention to her.
All right, cue the deal item, the heirloom ring. Mr. Howard says it was his late grandmother's, claims Ms. Haysbert took it and pawned it. Ms. Haysbert says it was a gift tied to all those I love you texts and talk of marriage, so she pawned it. Talk about messy. This just went from romance to consignment in 0.5 seconds.
Was your understanding, was it your understanding that the ring was yours?
It was because he gave it to me because he said he wanted to marry me. So therefore,
give you nothing.
I pawned it. It was in my right to pawn it.
My grandmother gave me that ring.
You probably lied about that.
It's priceless.
You lied about that.
I would never lie about my grandmother. She in the grave.
Judge Lake breaks it down like a contract lawyer. If you gift it, you can't take it back unless it's voluntarily returned. She also calls out the Plan A/Plan B vibes, saying Ms. Haysbert became the fallback while he still wanted Ms. Lynch. It's a surgical read. And then, boom, moving on to DNA. Cue the drum roll.
I left it at home. Oh, my daughter went in my room and all this.
She confiscated. So you're saying that she basically stole your ring.
She stole it. Look at it. Look how she acts. Look, she's smiling. It's a joke to her. Life is a big joke to her.
What the court really believes happened is when she gave you the ring back, you had an attitude.
First envelope, Miss Lynch's baby. Mr. Howard is the father. Ms. Lynch nods like, we knew, while Mr. Howard tries to stay cool. The room exhales, one answer down, one to go, and Ms. Haysbert's face tightens. You can feel her praying the next one gives her child certainty.
Now we're first going to get the results of Ms. Lynch's child. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics in the case of Haysbert versus Howard. Pertaining to 6-month-old London Howard. Mr. Howard, you are the father.
We know. Deborah, I don't sleep with everybody like Deborah do.
Second envelope, Ms. Haysbert's baby, Ricardo Jr. Judge Lake reads, Mr. Howard is the father. The air snaps. Ms. Haysbert's eyes well up. Mr. Howard blurts he'll be a man. And Judge Lake leans in with tough love. Whatever the chaos, do right by this child. I mean, just look at that reaction. Shock, relief, and a heavy dose of reality.
In the case of Haysbert versus Howard, pertaining to 6-month-old Ricardo Howard Jr. Mr. Howard, you are his father.
So death do us part, boo.
Right,
so it is what it is.
I'm gonna be a
don't
man.
call my phone. Don't have that little witch over there call my phone. Or text my phone. You will never see him. Never.